The spiral is a lollipop. Isn't there a spiral triangle that's associated with a certain thing? I could be wrong.
Up here. So today we're getting the third installment of the Sweet Baby Inc. trilogy on this channel because somehow the employees of that company have managed to make the situation even worse. And before we get into today's explosive updates, let's quickly remind ourselves how we got here. So Sweet Baby Inc. is a consulting firm in the video game industry known for injecting a lot of woke nonsense into the
injecting, that's a word,
projects that they've worked on. And despite only starting in 2018, their client list includes a lot of major studios in the industry, and a user on Steam, as a result, created...
Sweet Baby employees have begun inciting a harassment campaign against the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam curator. That guy's from Brazil, by the way. They're harassing some poor Brazilian guy and trying to get his Steam account banned.
A group called Sweet Baby Inc. Detector that simply tracks the games that this company has worked on. And after discovering this group, recently some of the employees of Sweet Baby Inc. launched a harassment campaign against this Steam group as well as its creators. Because apparently the thing that makes them most scared in the world...
I fear no fan, but that thing, it scares me.
As Sweet Baby Inc.
That's good.
Is players
That's a good meme. I like it.
What games they've worked on. Well, that was the story up until now. Here is the latest update. The page, the Steam group, has now reached over 100,000 followers as reported by its creator, Cabrutus, here on Twitter.
Nice.
A very big accomplishment showing how much people are rallying behind this whole situation. And here's an update from one of the employees behind the harassment campaign. This was a tweet made quickly before they took a hiatus on Twitter. It said, "I don't care about somebody disagreeing with the company. I care that this is an extension of targeted harassment campaign against me and my peers."
Bro, you're such a weenie crybaby. Like, what is wrong with you? The guy never said anything about inciting harassment. He just blacklisted or made like a formal blacklist on your, you know, your work, basically. He's criticizing it. It is 194,000. Holy. Dude, this is the Streisand effect. If they didn't make a big deal out of it, nobody would care. Like, actually, I don't think people would care about this at all. Period. 514 views. Yeah, that's a lot of views, man. Yeah, he didn't publish the secret document. He didn't leak them. He didn't say go and harass them. He just said, like, Kotaku wrote an article about it. It's not great. I could give it a glance over if it's not included in the video. It wasn't even a blacklist, it's a notation. Yeah, more or less. It's not like he said don't play these games. It's more like, hey, if these games are made by these people, you should like look into it. The Streisand effect, just like silt. Huh? What is silt? I'm scared to ask what that is. At least we know there's a group behind making every game shitty. Or shittier. I mean, again, Alan Wake is a pretty good game, but it's still kind of flopped. It didn't do that great financially.
Well, I guess it takes one to know one when it comes to a harassment campaign, because this was one of the main people.
Anyway, report the frick out of this group. And report the creator since he loves his account so much. What a rat! Look, the guy's been a Steam member for 13 years and they want to fucking get his account banned. Dude, this guy's a freak. I hate Twitter freaks, man.
Behind the harassment campaign trying to report and harass the creator of the Steam group and the Steam group page itself. Well, here's an update on that user. They have been locked out of their Twitter account for a week. Because, whoa, who would have guessed? Launching a targeted harassment campaign against another user would violate Twitter's rules against targeted harassment. Well,
based, man. The guy's from Brazil. You think he hasn't dealt with enough shit living in Brazil? He doesn't give a frick about you, man. Guy's based as frick, man. Only a week? I would say a week is pretty good. It's not like he doxed them. He just said he enticed harassment. Incited. Yeah, the curator did nothing wrong. Only the first one who was involved was public information. Yeah, and they're calling them to report them for no reason.
Well, here they are on Blue Sky crying about getting suspended, which is a place where every person goes when they're getting bodied on Twitter. They go over to Blue Sky where no one's going to see it because nobody uses it. But moving forward, there's another individual who has injected himself into this situation, and a lot of people are clowning on this guy named...
The cool thing about liking video games is that you can go play video games instead of joining a weird cult and being wrong about everything. Ad hominems aside, what is wrong with, like, criticizing a company for doing things that make games worse? There's nothing wrong with it. You can have your opinion. Says the weird guy in a cult. Yeah, no, Sweet Baby Inc. is absolutely a cult. I feel like people who outcry about things being like a cult are usually involved one themselves. They just don't realize it.
Grant K. Roberts. He made this tweet responding to all the criticism that Sweet Baby Inc. has been facing recently, saying, "The cool thing about liking video games is that you can go play video games instead of joining a weird cult and being wrong about everything." Wow, that's very disparaging against gamers. I wonder what company he's worked with. Oh, Sweet Baby...
Oh, no way, really? Bungie, Sweet Baby Inc., X, Splash Damage, and Rocksteady Games. Oh, that's so insane. That's a bit too on the nose, don't you think, chat?
Baby Inc., who would have known? Yeah, it's ironic that this guy who embodies wokeness would talk about gamers being in a cult. I mean, just look at his bio, for example. Like, this guy's telling you about cults? Come on now. But here are some of the responses. This is not like a selected group or a curated list of responses. This is just the top replies I saw to his tweet, and they say everything that I'm going to say. They cover it very well. So let's read a few of them saying, "Dude, we're trying, but there's this weird company that gets hired to make games unlikable."
Again, I think that Alan Wake was a pretty good game from what I've heard from, like, several people that I've talked to. And they were actually kind of surprised that it didn't sell that well, but I guess this might have been also a marketing issue. Yeah, what's up, Insom? Yeah, Alan Wake was decent. Like, it wasn't a bad game, it just didn't do that great, and that's okay.
The weird cult you joined tried horning in on our territory. We just wanted to play video games in peace. Weird cult, says the guy who feels morally obligated to have Black Lives Matter and trans rights or human rights in their bio, or else. Good observation. You should try that.
Damn,
I'm not playing
ratioed.
the games you have a hand in. Yeah, like I said, this pretty much sums up the responses
that is some ratio right there. Look at that.
This tweet.
Beautiful.
But looking at this individual further.
Holy crap! That is a soy jack if I've ever seen that. That looks like a soy jack. The lips pursed, the eyes directly looking at the beautiful Suicide Squad game. God.
The memes and jokes just write themselves, but he has this picture here showing his participation with Rocksteady and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, the funny thing about this picture is the fact that he's standing in front of a shelf full of Suicide Squad games, and it doesn't seem like a single copy has been purchased, which is really reflective of the sales because it's been an absolute disaster. And
oh, that's crazy. It's almost like the game is bad. Hold on, though. What does it say? When I went to Game on Oxford Street, it was the first time in 16 years I've been able to walk into a store on launch day and buy a box copy of a game I worked on. Wait, hold on. Isn't this irony, though? Wait, why would you say that? That's bad. Wait, he has a dent in his head. That's not a good thing having like, I would be more ecstatic if I wasn't being able to buy Yeah. Yes.
Is really reflective of the sales because it's been an absolute disaster. In fact, Warner Brothers has come out and basically said if we were a lesser company, we would be going under as a result of how badly this game is
Yeah,
underperformed.
but they have infinite money,
but going
so who
forward,
cares?
if you remember from my video a few days ago, my second video about Sweet Baby Inc., we have this Del Walker individual who was an employee at Rocksteady, the company behind Suicide Squad Killed the Justice.
Yeah, and that guy was ex-Rocksteady, so I want to hear what he says. What did he say?
In a lot of his tweets, he has emphasized over and over again that Sweet Baby Inc. was barely involved, that they only did some of the script dialogue, which, by the way, is a huge part of a video game. I don't know what this guy's trying to say.
Right.
But this narrative that he's been trying to express over the past couple of weeks is that Sweet Baby Inc. didn't affect much with the game itself, that they didn't really have a big part. Well, that is directly contradicted by this long
I don't believe that, man. They aren't a lesser company? No, he was saying if they were a lesser company, they would be hemorrhaging money. But they have infinite money, so who cares, right? Like, they just took the L. Imagine going to a store to buy a hard copy of a game that's entirely live-based. Wait a minute, yeah, you're right! That's so dumb!
thread made by Grant K. Roberts talking about how involved Sweet Baby Inc. was with this game. So let's read this thread. It says, when I started at Rocksteady, I joined a 3-person writing team as the lead. 2 of those 3 people were credited in shipping game. 1 asked to be removed. Together,
I wonder why.
we cast most of the game and wrote nearly all of the cutscenes over the next year. By the end of 2019, we needed more writers to handle the other tens of thousands of lines of dialogue in the game. So Kim, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., and Meredith joined, completing a murderer's row of writers and DC fans. Murderer's row being very appropriate because they literally murdered this game. But then they say this, Ben, Charles, Meredith, Kim, Amy Lee, and I worked together for the next 2 years, writing much of the text and voice dialogue that shipped with the game last week.
So that other guy lied. Cool. Good to know.
He goes on to say, more writers from Sweet Baby came aboard after that, doing one of the things they do best, writing awesome in-game dialogue.
I've seen Forspoken, man. Nah, Forspoken. Sorry, Forspoken. Whatever that stupid game's name is. I hate the title of the game as well, but like that game is so bad. Yeah, and Saints Row. Do you guys remember how bad the Saints Row reboot was? Holy crap.
That's how it usually works in this business, whether you're a full-time employee in the narrative discipline, a short-term contract, or a freelance company. Writers are rarely the ones who make big decisions in the game's development, right after he talked about how big of an impact that they had on this game. But then he goes on to say, that's what it was like for us at Bungie almost 10 years ago when it was time to craft the Destiny 2 campaign.
Oh, no! I've heard that a lot of the writing in Destiny 2 is pretty good, but then there's some really bad misses. Yeah, no, I've seen some Destiny 2 dialogue, and it's actually pretty cool, but then I've also heard the contrary. There was a really cool cutscene with, like, I don't know the characters, I just watched it, like, for the lulz, but it was some sort of scene with, like, with 2 generals, and then they said they had to, like, leave for a mission. I don't remember, but the point is, I didn't think it was that bad, but early on it was a mess. Yeah, this was, like, a later one. For the lulz, yeah. For the XDDDDDDDD. Mostly a mess now? Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't decide the big beats alone. We worked together with art, design, and others to make something great. So there's a lot to take away here. Number one, they're basically confirming that they've had a big part in the dialogue and other aspects of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. But this guy also confirms that he's been in this industry for at least the last 10 years, which
10 years, 2014? Yeah, I would say 2014 is when I noticed games going down. hill for the most part. I wouldn't say every game is like that, don't get me wrong. But the big ones at least. Yeah, that's so strange. I wonder how many other companies exist like this.
A lot of people mark as a time where the quality of video games has steadily decreased because of a lot of woke nonsense getting into the games. Geez, it's really starting to line up, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? But moving forward, there's nothing more poetic than the state of Suicide Squad for the Justice League, only having a few hundred in-game players at a time. Meanwhile, the Steam group dedicated to tracking Sweet Baby Inc. related games is over 100,000 followers and thousands of active users at any given moment. But moving forward, a lot of people have had this question over the last couple of days.
500
this
in
user
game.
saying, if 80% of the games that were complete flops because of the cooperation with Sweet Baby Inc., why do gaming companies still continue to work with this company?
EGS. We watched a video about it, right, chat? The one with Upper Echelon. ESG, sorry, not EGS. Dirt moment, but yes, the environmental something money. Environmental social. It's okay, you're close. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, I'm not great. Oh, governance. Was it environmental social governance? Yes, okay, I do remember it now, but yes, it is how people get funded by BlackRock and that other one. What's the other one called? Vanguard? Yes. Equity, social governance. I think it was environmental, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
Now, I've heard a couple of different explanations from people who are in the industry, and there's really two things that I've noticed the most, and they can both be true at the same time. Number one, this is the result of a grift, because a lot of the people involved with Sweet Baby Inc. were involved with Gamergate and that grift. So basically, they have managed to convince these companies that they need to hire Sweet Baby Inc. And that's one of the reasons this might have happened. But the other reason that could also be true at the same time is that these companies get financial incentives and financial cutbacks for hiring companies like Sweet Baby Inc. And that's a
it's all essentially, it's kind of like a tax fraud grift, because if you get a big tax write-off from having this, I don't know, I feel like maybe I should start my own like environmental Fox governance, and then you can be a VTuber and have like a write-off if you get approved by me. If you're not approved, you get no governance. I could start competing with BlackRock and Vanguard.
Very likely reality in this situation.
And I think, like I said,
both of these things I just mentioned can be true, but it also begs the question, how much of a break are they getting by hiring Sweet Baby Inc. when the games are underperforming this bad? It can't balance out. There's just no way. There has to be some breaking point with all this stuff, but maybe we'll see it with all the attention on Sweet Baby Inc. right now. But returning to this user, Felix at Home at Lego Butts, this is someone we talked about in both of the
Damn, they've been on Twitter for a long time. 2009. Yeah, they've been around for a while, huh?
Previous videos, we have some updates regarding this person today.
Terminally
because this
online.
is a person not only who's an employee of Sweet Baby Inc., they've also have ties with Gamergate, Zoe Quinn, other people from way back in 2014.
Oh, Gamergate was in 2014, huh? Anita Sarkeesian, yes, of course, I remember her from Gamergate. Wonder where she is now. Time is a flat circle. Yeah, history repeats itself, man.
Now, they had this tweet to say on the 1st. Really lovely messages from folks, and I want to say that I'm grateful. Earlier I said nothing has changed since 2014, but that's not true. A lot more people are able to speak up and show support, and I'm still pretty happy to be in this industry despite the misinformation issue.
By the way, to add on to the whole Gamergate thing, to put it into perspective, Gamergate was such a big deal to the point that my brother, who's quite the normie gamer compared to me, like I know I engaged in a lot of like online shit and stuff, but Even he knew who Anita Sarkeesian was. Even he knew of her, and he's a normie in a lot of ways. It was a big deal.
Interesting how people don't change from 2014 is a funny narrative to say when this person led the harassment campaign against the Steen group, but also people have been sharing a lot of controversial tweets that this Lego Butts individual has made over the years.
Pay me to shoot down your white male lead game ideas. I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I think that those two are pretty cute. You could replace certain words in those sentences and that would look extremely weird. And by extremely weird, I mean like racist. Had a nightmare that I was a white male gamer. Wait, what? Oh god! I woke up and I realized that was chat! Ah! Oh god! What is that? It's horrible! I've had that one before. Yeah, me too. That's horrible. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of a young white person about to be ripped open, but I'm betting... Wait, what? With a photo of a... But I'm betting folks would immediately flag it as traumatic, and I'm guessing the image was getting taken. What is wrong with you? Wait, I didn't even read this part. I kind of just went to the shorter parts. This is freaked up. She wanted to post violence on Twitter? Dude. Okay, the majority of our player base is, let's say, a white male, so we're going to make stuff for white males. Huh, that's interesting.
Here's all the way up until a few weeks ago, which here is a mission statement from the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. More narratives just obsessed with white males in the gaming industry. And
why are you so obsessed with men and their whiteness? Who hurt you?
Gamers in general. But here's some tweets from, like I said, way back many years ago, all the way up until a few weeks ago, made by this Lego Butts individual, all about white people. This one saying, pay me to shoot down your white male lead game ideas. I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I thought those two were pretty cute. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of a young white person about to be ripped open, but I'm getting folks...
I've never gotten so mad that I felt the necessity to, like, post this online about anyone. Let alone to this extent. Like, I've never been so angry.
Would immediately flag it as traumatic.
Ever.
And I'm guessing the image would get taken down before responses accumulated. And then this one saying, had a nightmare that I was a white male gamer. Interesting.
Hold on, I gotta read this one. This made me chuckle. I had a nightmare again where FromSoft went the same route like AAA Studios. That one made me laugh. What's wrong with being white? Everything.
Comments. Well, those aren't the only ones. Clearly. Because apparently this Gamergate supporter also really likes gamer words, because you can see from these now deleted tweets on their page, this user has used the hard R. They've said homophobic slurs. They've also said some anti-Semitic remarks down here. And like I said, these have been deleted. But a lot of people are going to Sweet Baby Inc. and saying, hey, is this the person that your company hires for your inclusive and diverse environment?
Holy shit. Oh my god, what is wrong with people, man?
That you're trying to create. And a lot of people will point out that, yeah, a lot of those tweets that we just mentioned, the deleted ones, are from back in like 2013, 2014. And the vast majority of the time, I wouldn't care about something from that far back because, you know, people change. But with Sweet Baby Inc., we all know they wouldn't give a pass to one of their enemies if they had the same situation. If some, you know, white male gamer had words like that on their page from back in 2014, people at Sweet Baby Inc. would not give them a pass just because time has gone on. Also, as someone who is so involved with this woke progressive narrative that they're trying to share. The fact that this employee doesn't curate their own account of this stuff is baffling. And the fact that these tweets have been discovered by people as many as a few days ago, but they were only deleted yesterday, show
that is actually insane. I would have thought they dug up like maybe like from 10 years ago. This person was working for Sweet Baby Inc. and others in the industry since back then. The fuck? Yeah, that's what's astounding to me. She only deleted it recently, not like 10 years ago. Oh, you know, I posted this 10 years ago, I'm remorseful or whatever. This is like from days ago.
Shows me that they were aware that these tweets were up and waited for at least a day or two before they decided to take it down when the whole internet was collectively crashing in on Sweet Baby. And it seems only like the pressure applied to them made them delete these old tweets. But moving on, we talked about in the last video that there is a lot of interesting comments in the Steam group, the Sweet Baby Inc. detector page. A lot of people trying to attack the group, calling them
Sweet Baby Inc. is sending goons to attack a pro-consumer community. If you're against Sweet Baby Inc., you're racist. I don't know, man. I just saw one of their workers saying slurs online and not deleting them until like a day later. Until days later after people found out about it. Clearly they're okay with it. Clearly it's you know, the pot calling the kettle black at this point. Good night, early whirly. And there it is. You don't like us, you're racist. Video games are not for right-wingers. Oh my god.
I'm racist for making this group, and that video games are not for right-wingers. We read some of these comments. Well, there's some more very interesting ones.
How about video games are for everyone? Remember when that used to be a thing? It doesn't matter what creed or alliance you are. As long as you can play video games, you're allowed to play video games. Like, what is wrong with people?
Pointed out by this user saying, newsflash. There is a Sweet Baby Inc. employee with the name of Tiff Yanni, and she is just as racist as SBI workers. Here's the evidence. And here is a screenshot of what they said, and it is wild. So they begin
Oh my god, okay.
By saying that they are a salaried staff member employed at Sweet Baby Inc. And they say that they will not give any sort of personal info.
Low to moderately important role. What? Why are you even typing this? Why are you even typing this? Who asked?
It's irrelevant to this discussion, and they don't want to get doxxed and hate threats and things like that. Well, they go on to continue to say some very interesting things and basically say, hey guys, let's calm down, where they say we are solicited for service by companies who are requesting our services. We do not solicit or use tactics of any kind to increase clientele.
Oh, I saw the clips. They actually do that, by the way. I hope Rev includes it. There is like actual proof of them using quote unquote tactics.
Evidence.
Yeah, I'll show it to you after this.
Writing, representation, development, etc.
Yeah, that was
is
a
provided
lie.
Exactly or as close to exact as the company demands as per the contract. We do not go above and beyond to ruin your game.
I don't think they're trying to ruin it. They're just pushing an agenda. Again, I feel like they're exaggerating and thinking that we say they're ruining the game. They're just pushing an agenda that inadvertently ruins the game or makes it worse. Yeah, which ruins it.
We perform a specific service and are rewarded monetarily. This is called a company. Well, basically this attempt to throw
pushing it,
gaming companies under the bus just confirms that, yeah, okay, so you have this woke nonsense, and these companies also want to have this woke nonsense. That's not good. It's making all the parties look bad, and they're all responsible for ruining these games because they're not blind to what companies like Sweet Baby Inc. want to do with their games. They're clearly okay with this and allowing it because they think it's a good idea, whether it's
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're like, it's not a literal, oh, we want to make a game worse. They think it's a good game. It's just it doesn't be it. My ADHD. They're trying to push an agenda that inadvertently ruins it by not appealing to the gamer audience. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, my brain farted and then I forgot I lost my trail of thought. Yeah, they don't think it's a good game. Yeah, but I think they probably think it's a good game. They don't think it's a good game? Do you mean like Sweet Baby Inc? I think they think so. I think they do. Genuinely, I think they do. Because that's their agenda. It's just that they're making it about the game about it. I don't think they care. I mean, I would disagree. The people they were referencing here clearly do care. They just think it's good. Alana, you good? You seem overcooked today. No, I have ADHD and I am not medicated. I just have a hard time expressing myself. Sorry. That's how I am normally. Privately funded by BlackRock? Yes, shit. Yes, shit.
They foolishly think it's a good thing financially, or they're just doing it for their own personal agenda. It's clearly happening.
I don't have.
But continuing on,
sorry,
things just get so much worse. So right here it says, now let me tell you this. Every single AAA game that has come out in the past 10 years has used such a service as ours.
Yes, I believe that. I absolutely do. I think they do. I think they care. It's a good game and good writing. They're also in the minority and are good writers. That's what I'm saying! I think they do care. I don't think they're like, oh, I want to make this game bad. That's not what they do. They're just pushing something. Trigger warning!
Again, not good. 10 years ago marks the exact time period a lot of people believe the video game industry started to crash because of the quality of the games being released. But moving forward, now with that last sentence in the above paragraph in mind, what are you going to do now that you know this information? Not buy any new games at all? Are you going to shrug your shoulders and buy new
Yes. Yes. Giga Chad, yes. I will stop buying them. Yes, I will. I will look at seeing, like, I will see that Sweet Baby Inc. was involved and I'll be like, maybe I shouldn't buy this game. Or I'll consider it if it's a good game and see if it is.
AAA
before
games
I buy
that
it.
are only kind of diverse or only have a few women in the main plot. Here's the thing. I'm taking a solid guess that the overwhelming majority of humans here are whites. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that in essence, but look at it this way. Here in this group and people who support this group are extremely overwhelmingly white males who have a patriarchal and racist view of the
You heard it here right first, chat. If you're a gamer, you're automatically white and racist. I'm pretty sure most of my chat, like, we think we have a really good diverse chat. Genuinely, I think we do. It's so funny that this is the cope. Yeah, like, you're white and you're a boy? Ugh, disgusting. Oh shit, I'm white now. That's right, I give you the white card.
Massive piss.
Yo, wonton man, they give the tier 1, appreciate it. I'm Asian, so it's okay. Wait, okay. As a white female, I am now offended on your behalf. Oh crap. Oh crap. Yeah. Hold on, I was gonna have a sense of thought. Oh yeah. I had a train of thought of where I thought about games that weren't made in like America, and I was like, doesn't Japan pump out a good amount of like games? And most of them are like Asian centric with like a few other races sprinkled in between. Like, isn't that like part of their culture because they don't have that diverse of like in Japan it's like 90% Japanese. Why do we have to, like, force things into their culture? I remember people saying, like, oh, it's racist that Japanese games set in Japan don't have more minorities in them. And I'm like, well, that's because they are very, very, very much Japanese. Yeah, more than 90%. I'd have to look it up. Yeah. And there's always people complaining and saying, like, oh, they should nerf the booba in their games. West can handle the boobies. Well, they always nerf them. Or not always, but there have been cases of where they're like, oh, we should cover them up. Stellar Blade. Oh, was that it? That game? I remember. They nerfed the boobs. People complained about The Witcher set in a medieval European setting wasn't a diverse enough. Oh my god. Really? No. Is there actually people that complain about that? No, it's not out yet. Okay, thank God. Yeah, they nerfed Tracer's butt cheeks too. No. Gore's allowed, boobies too far. Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's based on Poland. Like, what do you mean?
Worlds. Some of you may not be Nazis. Some of you may hate Nazis. Some of you may hate women.
Chat. Some of you may hate women, but that's okay.
I feel like game devs are having their creativity removed if these people are slithering their way into studios and taking part in creating the game.
Yeah. No, it's not even slithering. It's just like, hey, can you stop it? Oh my god, he doesn't like this video. Did you hear that? Woman-hate! That's why you're in a woman's stream, because you hate women. That's right. Dog hates women. No, he just hates horrible people like this who ruin video games inadvertently. Goes to Japan, where's the black people? There are black people that live in Japan. It's just they're a minority. They are.
Some of you may respect women. I can provide an infinite number of examples that will waste both of our times and not really get anywhere. Here's the main point I've been building up to. We live in 2024. The times have changed. This is no longer 1999, where gaming was full of overweight, smelly white nerds who...
Why do they have to say it like that? Bro, what is this? What do you mean? Yeah, sure, okay. What? Yeah, you guys are balding, you're a nerd, you're overweight, and you're white, and you smell bad. What the frick?
Couldn't get a girlfriend. Projection. Who, upon seeing the changing demographics in their countries, lashed out consciously and unconsciously throughout their favorite medium of escapism from reality, video games. As said, it's 2024. Gaming and the internet in general is no longer niche. Developers no longer have to use outdated racist and sexist modems to appeal to the target demographic of the 1999...
Dude, this is some schizo posting. I don't know if I have this attention span to keep paying attention. I just hear verbal diarrhea. Like, I love Rev and stuff, but, like, this is so much. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? No bitches behavior. This person needs to, like, get a straight jacket and be put in like a little padded room so they can just calm down and like realize that not everything revolves around them. No brain behavior, absolutely. Yeah, like saying like
crowd. Let me say it again in a different way. Gaming is no longer just for you. There are other people in this world that want to play video games and enjoy other sources, such sources of entertainment. If you do not want to buy a game because it has a black, indigenous person of color, or woman, or a female main character, that's okay. It's your money. do what you want. This is a free country, but maybe use some empathy and think that you are now a minority in this sphere. There are millions upon millions of women and Black, Indigenous people of color people who want to buy video games and who want to be represented. They want...
I don't know, man. I played through the entirety of The Witcher 3 as Geralt of Rivia, and I thought it was awesome because it felt like I was Geralt. I'm not a man. Like, why does it matter? Guess I can't play video games anymore. I'm not white. That's right. If you play a white character and you're a fucking person of color, I guess you can't do that anymore. Can't enjoy yourself. Immersion ruined. Triss or Yennefer? I picked Triss because I like her red hair. She's pretty. Yennefer seems very freaking crazy. Narcissist coping? Yes. Yes, it's very narcissistic.
Different stories that they can relate to. The white man / men killing people and taking advantage of women games are a long dead trope that only developers on their last limbs do, as market research has shown white males of patriarchal nature are devoutly fanatic and will quickly shell out large amounts of money if a game appeals to their base desires.
Don't men also really like to play girls in video games? Like, they like to look at their butts while they're playing? Like, what do you mean? Like, I know a lot of straight males who like to look at a girl's butt while they're playing the game. It's enjoyable to them. Why is this even a... Like, what about that? Is that just gaslighting? I always play girls. I always play female night elf. Yeah, and some people don't, and that's okay. I know some people who are like, nah, I don't like playing a female. I like playing a male.
I am currently doing that right now.
Exactly. I know there are people who don't like doing this, but I know a lot of guys that do. And it's not about being gay or whatever. Enjoyment bad, you need to repent. Yeah, exactly. Repent! It's like, whoosh, whoosh. Repent! Whoosh, whoosh. They're afraid of skimpy armor too. I'm a girl and I like it when the skimpy armor is like pretty and like I have a character with big booba.
For the last few years companies are making ads with an almost exclusively black cast, even for countries like mine, where there are basically zero black people living here. It's dumb as hell, and I don't get why Japanese games should suffer the same fate.
What games are those?
If I'm gonna spend 2,000 hours staring at ass, it might as well be a nice one, yep.
Did you blow up Tubi's armor Nier 2? I didn't play Nier. I had a friend who played it during the pandemic. I like cute skimpy outfits. Oh, you should see my Lost Ark character. Maybe I'll post it one day. I looked cute.
Anyways, I've said what I've wanted to say. I've let it out. I might reply to comments that provide genuine points of interest and aren't angry white cavemen ego grunting. If you somehow manage to track my name down or whatever, I don't regret writing this. And
I like that they call them cavemen. Angry white cavemen. Ooh, 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 ooh. I like to dress up my female characters. I'm not ashamed of it. I want my characters to look silent. All the males armors suck balls. Yeah, some games their male characters armor do suck. Mostly because, you know, girls sell better, I guess.
even if this post is deleted, my views are the same. I hope in these writings some glimmer of hope can come upon you downtrodden, middle-aged white men. Holy moly, this person is not okay. Let me just make this very clear. This person is not okay. If you are this obsessed with this boogeyman you've created in your mind,
mental illness,
you are not doing well. This is a scathing, racist set of comments against many different groups of people with an outlandish concept of what gamers want and what gaming is supposed
What the fuck, man? This is so
I have like
insane.
1 to 2 male characters out of the 13 classes I have in WoW. The rest are queens who are slaying in skimpy mog.
Yeah, I think I only have 2 male characters on my WoW account. I have like probably like 20 characters that are not. I still remember this one MMO that had really skimpy armor for everyone. Nothing funnier than the tag being a guy in a G-string. See? Equality right there! Both!
to look like. There's really nothing you need to counter with to understand how blatantly wrong and inflammatory this post is. And if this really is a Sweet Baby Inc. employee, this speaks volumes to the problems within that company and the problems faced in the gaming industry over the past decade. But of course, this is becoming a bit of a game on the Steam page, where now we see comments like this saying Sweet Baby Inc. makes the world a better place. And we can play the game. Is this a Sweet Baby Inc. employee, a simp, or a troll?
Yes. It's so hard to tell anymore, man. I still think that it would be believable if this was fake, but it's also, what is it called? Poe's Law? When you can't tell if it's real or not? Yeah. I genuinely, if you told me it was fake, I would believe you, but if you told me it was real, I would also believe you.
We don't really know, but until we find further information about
Window
some of these people,
lickers?
there's always
That's
that
a nice way of
chance.
putting it, yes.
But yeah, it's not looking good, and the comments of this post
Yo, why Reverend looking kinda kissable right now.
I like how it says Reverend. Nice one.
you can pause and read for yourself. This one's just goofy. And of the last one, reflect a lot of the very public attitudes that have been attached to Sweet Baby Inc. employees and their supporters. So as a result of discovering Sweet Baby Inc.'s connection to the industry, a lot of people are doing
I like bosoms, melons, milk factories, busts, fun bags, knockers, ball cytics, boobies, jugs, nipples, jubblies, stonking great tits.
Samej. Yes, the Fable reboot was so ass.
doing their own research to find out other games that are connected to this company, and this user has discovered that Xbox's Fable reboot is also a company connected to Sweet Baby Inc. As you can see right here on their page,
That's
Sweet Baby Inc. listed under
crazy.
the production companies, and ask yourself, is that very surprising?
Nope.
Okay, Western man, which way? This way or this way? There's a reason why people are rallying behind games like Stellar Blade.
I really hope this is a fun game and not just some, you know... I saw the gameplay and I was like, it feels artificial. I'd have to, like, see it for myself. The model for this chick is insanely hot. Oh my god.
How did they think this was a good idea? Like, why would they do her like they?
I don't know. Dude, I pre-ordered it. I'm gonna wait for it to cook. Hold on. Stellar Blade model side by side. She's so hot. Oh my god. Am I allowed to show it? I think Asmund showed it on stream. I think you're allowed to, no? I don't know if I can. She's like in a bra and undies, and she's just getting tracked. Yeah, you are. Pretty sure he did. I'll do it really quickly. It's not like lewd at all. It's just a picture. Yeah, the model's bussin'. Look at that. Look at that. She looks amazing. And then people were like, oh, she's unrealistic. Yeah. I won't keep it up for too long, but she is bussin'. Nice. For science. She's so beautiful. And people are like, oh, she's too hot and unrealistic. It's like, okay, man. Alright.
Played so hard. And it's not just the white man that the previous post was talking about. It's a lot of gamers across all kinds of walks of life because they want this and not this woke garbage that Sweet Baby Inc. is contributing towards. But yes, this has gotten so far out of control that people even loosely tied or even suspected of working with Sweet Baby Inc. are feeling compelled to come forward and make sure that people are not associating them with this company. And that includes one of the developers behind Starfield, because a lot of people are starting to look in this way and say, hey, maybe the failure of Starfield.
I don't think Starfield had anything to do with Sweet Baby Inc. I've heard the opposite, but I mean, whatever. I don't think regardless of all this, I think it was just garbage.
Is it unrealistic because it doesn't fit THR human body type, or is it unrealistic cause it's a dream they'll never achieve? Smuggleanakek.
I mean, to put it this way, maybe she had like, I don't know, it doesn't look like she has had facial surgeries because that is very common in Asian countries for models, but she looks very like fit. Maybe it is unrealistic for some people, but at the same time, it's still a human being. And someone was saying, like, what, she looks like a toddler? It's like, okay, that's kind of weird to say that about a beautiful Asian woman, but alright! Like, my brother's married to a cute Chinese girl, and she's adorable. I love her. A toddler, huh? Of course, she's highly above average. Yeah, and that's okay. It's a video game. Hire a pretty model. Do what you want.
Is connected to Sweet Baby Inc., where, of course, this guy comes out and says, for the record, Starfield was developed by the most wonderfully diverse team I have ever worked with. Old, young, female, male, non-binary, cis, trans, black, white, and every color in between. If Starfield feels diverse to you, that's the reason. The future equals hope for everyone. So they're trying to dispel any—
Wait, Fallout 3 came out in 2008, and I remember seeing a lot of different, like, diverse people in Fallout 3. Am I crazy? Sweet Baby Inc. wasn't involved, they just had that? Because it was set in Washington, D.C., I'm pretty sure. Was it not? That place is pretty diverse. Wow, the capital, huh?
Any sort of
That's
connection
weird.
between their company and Sweet Baby Inc. while describing themselves exactly
like it's
the mission statement
accurate?
of Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, not a good tactic. But now there's also a lot of accounts that are tracking future involvement with Sweet Baby Inc., including—
Oh no, not Wolverine! Oh god!
these companies that allegedly are going to be involved with Sweet Baby Inc. You can pause and look for yourself. A pretty important list of games, and some of them would not be surprising based on the ones that Sweet Baby Inc. has already worked with, but that's the situation right now.
Fable.
This is a PR nightmare. It's actually like Niji Sanji management levels of a PR nightmare, and it's that bad.
Yeah, it really is. It's a different type of bad, but it is just as bad.
Sweet Baby Inc. is really, it's sinking right now. And how these companies respond to this very public outcry against Sweet Baby Inc. and anything that they're involved with, who knows? Who knows how they're going to respond? If they actually care about their bottom dollar, or God forbid, care about the gamers they're making these products for, maybe they will learn something from the situation. But I also doubt this is the end, because Sweet Baby Inc. continues to make it worse for themselves.
Do you think this bad PR is going to have effect on these games whatsoever? Bad PR does not affect if your game is good. In the wise words of the bald man, Hogwarts Legacy had an insane amount of controversy around it, and it still was Game of the Year, and it sold like, what, 50 billion copies? No, not billion, but 50 million. Yeah, like, it had a massive amount of controversy. People were shitting, pissing, and coming left and right, everywhere. Yeah, but that's a different controversy. My guy, it's still bad, like, PR. Like, it is bad PR. 23 million? That's a lot. It's a lot. If Wolverine is good, for example, but they still helped make it, I don't think people are gonna care that much. If one of these, like, for example, Fable came out and it's bad, people will care.
And if they do, I'll be first there to cover it and share any sort of updates with you guys. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a long one, so thanks for hanging in there with me. And as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye, Rev! That was a good video. Chat, did you enjoy that? I did. I feel informed.